What's up guys, welcome back or to the channel. My name's Mike and today we're out here talking about how much I've actually spent on this Jeep. And today marks pretty much the 2-year mark of me buying the Jeep. It's about 2 weeks after the date that I bought my Jeep. I bought it at the beginning of November back in 2019. So I've now had it for about 2 years and it's come a pretty far distance, I would say, from where it started. It was bone stock. It had, actually when I first bought it, it didn't even have wheels on it. I had to put wheels and a battery to actually get it home. But I'll tell you guys about that in a minute. But yeah, this marks the 2-year mark of me modding, fixing, and off-roading my Jeep. And I've pretty much gone through almost every part, and I've also gone through pretty much almost every mod I can think of. Except for a few things that I'll also mention that I have planned to keep going and keep doing with the Jeep. But let's see how far I've come and let's see how much I've spent, because it's been quite a bit and it is a lot of money. Trust me, it is. But what you guys have to understand is we've been modding it, off-roading it, and fixing it as we go. So when I first got it, I had to fix it because it wasn't drivable. So that cost me a bit. Then I started off-roading it while I was still modding it before I put any mods to it. So it was bone stock. So I started breaking a lot of stuff because it's 20 years old. And 20-year-old parts don't like abuse. Let me tell you. So after that, basically, we kept modding it and we kept off-roading it. So it cost me quite a bit more than if I was just to buy a Jeep that was already running well, mod it, and take it off-roading. It would probably cost me half as much. But because I off-roaded it while it was still broken, while it was not even modded, while it was stock, and I just kept going every single time I fixed it before I added new parts to, like, I would fix it and I wouldn't add a new part to make it more off-road worthy or more road worthy. I would just basically fix it and keep going and add more parts and add more mods when I had the money. And we're here now. So now we've got a body lift, we've got a suspension lift, we've got new wheels and tires, we're running super swampers, we've got a winch, we've got a whole lot of different things. LED lighting, we've got a light bar on the roof, we've got our new painted fenders, painted corners and painted side skirts here, or tumblers or rockers or whatever you want to call them. We also, we replaced the mirrors, we've replaced the lights, I've replaced all the U-joints, I've rebuilt both drive shafts, I've replaced all the skid plates, new radiator, new alternator, new clutch, new spark plugs, cleaned out the intake, cleaned out the air intake, cleaned out the air intake manifold, cleaned out the throttle body. We went through a lot, and I actually have a list. So we'll go through the list in just a second, and I'll tell you guys exactly what I spent on this thing. But post down in the comments below what you guys think I spent before we actually go through with me telling you guys, because trust me, you guys probably won't be too close. Not because you guys don't know what these things cost, but because I've spent a lot more than anybody else would because of the way I've been doing it, because I've been off-roading it the entire time. And if you guys have been following the channel, you'll know what I mean. And if you haven't been following the channel, then go back and take a look at some of the videos, because this thing, it's been through the ringer. Trust me, it's been through hell and back. And she's a good Jeep. She's lasted a long time and she does really well off-road now. So I'm definitely happy with how far it's come. But let's hop in. It's getting a little cold, and let's go over exactly what I've done and exactly what I've spent. All right, so I've got a list and I just added it up today, and basically I was estimating how much I was spending on the Jeep, and I was pretty damn close. Now, I won't tell you guys my estimate because I was really close, but I'll tell you guys the total of exactly how much I've spent on the Jeep in the last 2 years. And I'll read out to you guys just the bigger ticket items, or the things that stand out to me more, because there is like 100 items on this list. So actually 105. So definitely I don't need to bore you guys and go through every single item. But the things that I did not include in this list would be things like towing fees, and I do have CAA. CAA is basically like a AAA in the States. I don't live in the States, so I'm assuming it's going to be the same kind of thing. It's a roadside assistance. They'll bring you gas, they'll boost your vehicle, they'll unlock your vehicle, and they provide towing. Depending on which package you have, I think there's 3 different tiers, you can get yourself a different amount of towing. Now, even me, with the most amount, I think it's like 250 or 300 kilometers of towing, I still end up paying for towing sometimes like $300, $400, $500, because I live in the city, and every trail that I go off-roading to is like a 2 to 4 hour to 5 hour, 6 hour sometime drive from my house. And it's not that close. Now, do I mind it? Sometimes, but that's what you got to do, and that's where you got to go. And I honestly love going out that far because I get to see new things. I get to explore new regions. I get to explore just sights and things and stuff I've never seen before. So I love that aspect of it, and I would even enjoy it more being able to go down to the States and explore the deserts and do Moab and do things like that, things that I don't have here and landscapes that I don't see in Canada. But back to the topic at hand, we've got our full list right here. So the first thing was the Jeep. Now I paid $1,980 for the Jeep. $1,980 is not that much. $1,980 for the Jeep. I had to buy a battery. I had to buy 5 wheels. 5 wheels, including rims. I had, if you guys remember from back when I had those wheels, I got rid of them now. I sold them, but I had the Canyon wheels. So they are the 5-spoke with like a kind of like a concave design. They're like a deep dish sort of wheel. And I had 5 of those. They were in great shape, and I got them with 31-inch tires. They had Michelin LTZs on them, and those did pretty good. I took that thing off-roading for quite a while, and I was quite surprised at how good it did, especially with the open diffs in this thing. And yeah, it took me quite far on those wheels. So 5 wheels, $400. The Jeep, $1,980. Battery, $144. Then we had a couple other little things: floor mats, steering linkage, front hub bearing, oil and filter, 2 front axle bearings, 2 ball joints, steering stabilizer, a new mirrors. Then I bought the black grille inserts, headlights, headlight rings, KC bumper lights, which I've already smashed, bumper end caps. Then we've got a bunch of little things here and there. The next big ticket item was the winch. We bought the winch, fuel tank skid plate, transmission skid plate, radiator. Then we had 2 front upper ball joints because we destroyed them, another wheel bearing, and the front U-joint. That was on the actual axle shafts, not on the drive shafts. That was a U-joint on the axle shaft. Then we did synthetic winch line upgrade. Then we did tire carrier, spacer, and bump stops. I did a lift kit. I also did wheels and tires, hence the tire spacer. Wheels and tires were $3,000. The lift kit I did lift kit, new bump stops because I ripped out the old bump stops from off-roading at stock. New oil pan. I did the light bar bracket and a transfer case drop bracket. I did all of that for $2,000. I did my adjustable control arms, all 8. That was $1,000. I had front drive shaft rebuilt, rear drive shaft rebuilt. That was $500. Heavy duty drag link and tie rod, $1,140. Towing, I guess I included that one towing fee. That one was $400. Then we had front inner axle shaft bearing, front inner axle shaft seals. Then we had rear body mounts, all our body mounts. Actually, so we repaired all the body mounts, all the rust. We repaired the 2 corners. We did new metal on the corners. We did the 2 middle brackets or mounts on the body in the middle here. And then we also did one of the front mounts. That was $900. The rust repair in the rear was $500. And the light bar covers. So I bought some light bar covers because they've been making a lot of noise. And that was around $70. So grand total, 105 different items over the past 2 years of off-roading and beating up and modding my Jeep was $28,765. Yep. Almost 30 grand on a 20-year-old TJ. And believe me, you can buy one of these for a lot less than that. You can buy one of these modded out exactly like mine, probably for half of that, even with the market being the way it is right now. And that is just what it is. It always costs you more to build a vehicle than to buy a vehicle that's already been modded, because people know that you're never going to get your money out of your mods, and you can never sell a vehicle for what you expect, for what you've put into it. So if I went to go post this for 30 grand, people would look at me like I've got 3 heads. And understandably, it's not worth 30 grand. You can definitely go buy yourself a JK or even maybe a used JL at this point, because they've already been on the market since 2018. At the end of the day, this is a great Jeep. I love this Jeep. It treats me well. It does great off-road, and I've come a long way with it. It was bone stock. I had to fix it. I had to repair it, and I've done pretty much 80% of the work myself. If you guys have followed along my videos, I've taken it to the shop for a few things here and there for some bigger ticket items, but most of the stuff I do myself, and it's paid off. In the long run, it has paid off. Not financially, but I enjoy the vehicle. I have that much more satisfaction in the vehicle. I feel like I've actually built it myself, and this is something that I made and something that I wanted to look the way I wanted it to, and I made it exactly how I wanted it. Definitely, it doesn't look amazing. It doesn't look the best. It's not the nicest looking Jeep, but it's my Jeep, and I built it, and I'm going to keep modding it, and we're going to keep going forward with it, and it's going to get even better from here. Honestly, guys, the next plan or the next steps for this TJ would be to get 1-ton axles, some 40s or 42s, slip yoke eliminator, and coilovers. At that point, we should be pretty much halfway to a buggy. My plan is to eventually turn this into a full buggy and have basically just a off-road rig that I have to trailer to the trail, and that would be awesome, because then you can honestly take on pretty much almost any obstacle that we can find around here. Then I could take it to Moab. I can take it all kinds of different places and just tackle all kinds of cool obstacles, take it to events and stuff like that. Not that I can't do that now, but it would be that much better to have a dedicated trail rig that I don't go out and don't use for anything but beating up off-road. Not to say that I use this for anything else. Literally, I bought this Jeep to go off-roading. I've never been off-roading. I wanted to go off-roading. I bought the Jeep. I started off-roading it. I started meeting people in the community, and I started building myself a network of people that I off-road with and that have Jeeps. So if you want to do something that you haven't done before, say it's drag racing, drifting, off-roading, anything, even if it's not motorsports, even if you want to go rock climbing, go out and meet some people. Start doing it with people that you haven't met before. Start doing it with people that you do know. Start doing it with anybody. As the more you go out and do these things, the more that you go out and involve yourselves in the activities that you want to be involved in or you want to start doing, the easier it is to get through that threshold and get in there. Me, I could have went out and bought myself a nice new Jeep, and I could have went and spent a lot of money. Not that I haven't spent a lot of money, but I honestly went out and I bought myself a cheaper Jeep, and I learned along the way, and I learned which mods to get and what not to do and how to treat it and how not to treat it. So now if I was to go buy myself a newer Jeep, I would definitely not have any issue taking it off-road and feeling confident that I'm not going to destroy it. So literally, if I'm driving this Jeep, it's either to make a video for you guys, to go off-roading to make a video for you guys, or to do mods to make a video for you guys. This thing is just a content machine, and all I do is go out and make videos with it, and I enjoy making videos with it. I enjoy off-roading it. I love off-roading it, and it would be great to get myself something a little bit newer. And the plan is either to get myself a newer Jeep and start off-roading that alongside this, or get myself a newer Jeep to replace this, or the third option is get myself a pickup truck and build this thing into a buggy and actually start trailering it to the trail, and then we have an actual dedicated built off-road rig. Not that it's not already a dedicated off-road rig, but you know what I mean. At that point, we're not able to drive it on the street. We're not being able to drive it to the trails because it's going to be a little bit too built and a little bit too unstable on the road. At that point, we're going to be dedicated for off-road, and it's going to be pretty cool, and I can't wait. And hopefully I'll take you guys along the journey with me, because look how far this thing has come already. Who knows where it's going to go in the next year or two, and hopefully you guys will be there with me. So that's the end of my rant. That's the end of my speech here. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed my videos along the way. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this build so far, and let me know what you guys want to see on this build, because it's only starting and we're only going to keep building it, and we're going to keep off-roading it and keep making it more off-road worthy, because I like doing the trails that I do, but it's always fun to challenge yourself more and try a different obstacle, try an obstacle that looks a little challenging. I know that everybody that goes out on the trail sees an obstacle out there and goes, maybe one day I'll be able to hit that. And that's just the fun of it, is challenging yourself and challenging your rig and seeing what you can do with it and how far you can take it. So that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. If you guys want to see some off-roading, definitely jump down there, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys want to see. But until then, guys, ride safe out there. Peace.